Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Obsidian Foxglove. Enjoy. Hello everybody, welcome back to my Spruce-Only hardcore Minecraft world. So, I have two things I want to do, and those two things are, one, build a smeltery, like a structure that has an auto smelter in it, which I'm going to place right there. And the second thing is to build an auto composter, or rather it's more like a semi-auto composter, right here. So I don't have to manually put a bunch of organic material into my composters. Why did I do that? Actually, why did that even break my crop? I didn't jump on it. Oh, I hate that. So, I need to grab my hoe real quick. Do I actually have a hoe? The answer to that would be a big fat no. I have tons of copper though, so I could easily make one. So, to make the auto smelter, that's the first thing, I will need at least 20 iron, which I actually have. I don't really remember how I gathered that much iron, but you know, I have it. And so before I actually build the smelter, I need to build a structure platform to set it on, which I will use deep slate to begin. In fact, deep slate tiles. Deep slate tiles are quickly becoming one of my favorite blocks in the game, and I really like their design, their color, also their durability. Oh, I don't know what that graphical glitch was about. But right here was where the auto smelter was going to be. And so I'm going to build a structure, a platform here that somewhat resembles that of a circle, but only a tinge. Surprisingly, I chose a decent place to put this. I guess I need to move it over one block because this is way too close here. So this needs to be 3, shave you off here, and then this is 4. Pretty much just add a block to all of this. There we go. It's pretty much the same size as that other structure. It's just moved over 1. So now it's not connecting to these outcroppings I have on the frame of my lightning diversion tower. So the reason why I made this right here, 4 blocks, is because in the center is where my auto smelter is going to be. So let me just go and make the materials for that real quick. Nice. Now I got everything to make the auto smelter. Pretty much what I want to do is place down 2 chests in the center of this building, put down 2 hoppers. On top of these hoppers are going to be furnaces. Dang, I fell. How am I going to get up there? I'll just tear everything down. Yeah, so those hoppers really just sucked my furnaces into the chest. Okay, let's try that again. Hoppers, furnaces, hoppers, and chests at the top. You know the drill. This is a basic auto smelter. Now, how this works is that the things I want to smelt, I put into this chest. These hoppers drag them down evenly into the 2 furnaces, and then once they're done, the product comes down into these hoppers and into this chest. Now, of course, there's currently no way, as far as I know, to add fuel. I mean, I guess I could put 2 more hoppers back here directly connecting to the furnace and then chests on top of that with the fuel. But for that to work, I'd actually have to put a basic fuel into the furnace. Like, I'd have to put at least 1 piece of fuel in both of those slots, so the fuel that's in that chest would get sucked into the stack of the rest of the fuel. So it's a bit more complex, and you have to be mindful to watch your fuel, otherwise you could stall the entire system. But for now, this works well enough. So what I need to do is put fuel in there now. Lucky for me, I have a ton of wood. So I turn all of those planks into fuel. I mean, all those logs into fuel. And then I stuff them right into the furnace. So, what I want to smelt right now, I don't think I have any raw ores, right? Let's check. Yeah, only raw ores I have are gold and clay, and, well, those materials are negligible at best. So, we're good on that front. But, ores aren't the only thing my smelter could smelt. It could also cook food, which I don't actually have any meat products yet, so that's pointless. But what I can do right now is make charcoal, because I can use charcoal for charcoal. Of course, you can't make You can't use charcoal for charcoal. What am I thinking? What am I saying? Come on, be mindful of the words you're saying. What I can do with charcoal is make torches. See, I am now getting charcoal. Now, I imagine there's ways to make this more efficient, but I'm not some sort of redstone guru like mumbo jumbo. I just know the extreme basics of it. And so I now have a functioning auto smelter. The next step on my agenda is to start building the shell around it, because I don't want that to just be an ugly platform functioning area. I want it to be an actual structure. And since this structure I'm building is meant to be a, smeltery, I'm definitely gonna have to incorporate or utilize a ton of stone, because in real life smelteries are usually made out of like bricks or stone to make sure that they don't cause any sort of destructive fire. Okay, so while I wait for that, I am just, gonna tend to my farm, tend to my sheep, because before I even started this video, I bred them all. So now they're a bit overpopulating. Oh, and one other thing. I went over here across my bridge heading toward my mine. And before the recording, of course, I did play for like 10-20 minutes before the recording. Who cares? Oh well. I moved the trees around because I didn't like how they were, blocking this bridge. And so I made this sort of pseudo path through the trees. Now I imagine it would look better if, well, for one thing, these leaves weren't in the path, but I imagine it would look better if all of the trees that I planted off camera had actually grown over the time it took me to start my recording. But considering it wasn't enough, I'm complaining about it. Anyway, now I am going to go and return to my house, and there, hold on. Am I missing out on torches for this bridge? I think I might be. Yes, I am. Since I'm over here, I might as well use my torches and place these on here, because currently mobs can spawn on those blocks because of the low night level, or light level I'm at, during the night. See, that's the proper use of the word night. Anyway, now I'm going to return to my house and wait for all of my charcoal and stone to be prepped. Welcome back, everybody. It's been around an hour or so that I've been sitting in my house waiting for things to smelt. I did a second round of shearing my sheep and took care of my crops and all that, but everything I wanted is now done. So it is now time to finally get to building this structure, but first I need logs. Gotta love them logs. Okay, so first of all, I am going to put this as a sort of porch patio thing. So the real walls are going to start here, and it's going to also, this pillar is going to go there. I honestly couldn't think about how to phrase that, but I copy and pasted this pillar from that one. And since this structure needs to be mostly stone because it is a smeltery, these two pillars are actually going to be the only ones that I'm going to add, because all of the heat will be focused on this area. And so all of that needs to be stone based so it doesn't start a fire. Aw, man. Okay, that's fine. So I just need to do this all around. Now, I think I'm gonna make the walls, well, I'm gonna make some of the walls smooth stone because I did not just smelt these for nothing. But I think I'm gonna do a big part of the wall as not cobblestone, not stone, not smooth stone, but deep slate, normal deep slate. So I'm going to add another row of lines right here, and this row is gonna be deep slate. Okay, and now I can do a second row of deep slate to maintain the aesthetics. And this top band up here, oh, actually, the ceiling needs to be tall enough that the chest is still accessible. So I am definitely going to need to bring these up 2 more blocks. So I am going to skin these logs and do the same over there. Good thing I actually caught that early on, because it would have been a pain if I had to destroy a bunch of blocks to fix my mistake. Now I could add this, well, actually now I need to add another row of deep slate as I increase the height of the building. And this top band is going to be smooth stone. Place this all the way around, and then on top of this smooth stone, it's going to be normal stone again. It's an interesting design, to say the least. I think I kind of like it, although I could be thinking wrong. It's interesting, I think. So I'm just going to attach these pillars because this is going to be the entrance, right? I don't need any doors, but I do need a door frame. Time to add a ceiling. Oh, first of all, gotta sit here and admire the doorway. Looks pretty cool, I think. Tell me what you all think in the comments. But now it's time to put in the ceiling. So for the ceiling, I am going to have to make myself up, because the ceiling is going to be none other than slabs. Because I think if I place the full block here, if I place a full block here, then the chest would have been obstructed. So slabs it is. I got the ceiling in. Now, to mark this as a smeltery, there will need to be a smokestack to show that it's on. So I actually am going to leave that here. Naturally, that smokestack is going to use campfires. So the chests are right here. So the chimney has to do something like this, which I am perfectly fine with, and do all of this. Now I just need a couple of campfires to put down there, and then boom, I would have smoke coming out of the top of this. Down I go. Okay, time to make those campfires. I added the campfires up there. As you can see, the smoke is billowing out of the chimney. So there is one last thing I wanted to, well, actually make that a couple of things. One of those things is to add a staircase going in there, but the final product for the top, there is one thing I want to add, and that would be a ceiling, or rather a roof. Not a ceiling, because ceilings are the inside, and what I want is to fix up the outside. I am going to need quite a bit of stairs to do that. Despite how small that roof looks, it's still going to take a lot. Okay, and now I could get back up there and build the roof. There's the first part of the roof done, and then the second part, which I'm going to have to fill in with planks, naturally, to keep up the consistency. Although I'm pretty sure with my house, when I was first building it, I think I cheated. Like, I don't actually mean cheated. I meant cheated the building. I'm pretty sure I filled my roof with dirt rather than like cobblestone or planks. So yeah, there's that. Okay, you need to be slabs, not stairs. Now that matches this side, and at the top here, more planks and a couple more slabs. Now the only part I need to add for the roof is this first layer. Oh boy. And the buildings are touching. If this was the MCA mod, they would be registered as one structure because it's really finicky. But this is pretty much vanilla Minecraft, and so it's not finicky, and it is two separate structures because I deem them to be so. I have full control over this world, and I say they're two different buildings, no matter how much they're touching. So, two buildings. Two, not one, but two. That's the complete structure. Now, I just need to add the stairs that step into it, which I can easily go make with my stone cutter, which is right here. So, it's 4, but I only really need 2. So, 2 deep slate tile stairs. Come over here, and voila! It is now a complete structure. This is my auto smelter. It's where I will smelt pretty much everything. So the next project I need to work on is my composter, which isn't going to be as big as the smeltery is because, well, it's a composter and it's only semi-automatic, whereas my smelter is fully automatic, which means I'd have to be the one pulling out the bone meal because unfortunately hoppers don't pull bone meal out of a full composter for some reason. I think Mojang should really add that. So it's just going to be a bit smaller. I'm going to make another sort of circular floor, but this time it's not going to begin with 4, it's going to begin with 3 blocks. Here we go. And the reveal for the composter floor is this. I told you it was going to be smaller. It's not actually as small as I was expecting it was going to turn out to be, but that's okay. So, like the smeltery, the next step in building this would be to make the composter. The semi-automatic composter, that is. And luckily for me, it only takes 5 iron because it only requires 1 hopper, and I only have 8 iron. So, do I have any chests? I should have chests. I should have quite a bit of chests, actually. Where'd they go? I thought I made like 8 of them. No, did I not? I guess not. Or maybe I did and I just used them all. 2 double chests. I made 2 double chests and 4 hoppers. Okay, yeah, I used all 8 of the chests and that, so I need to make more. Or more specifically, I need to make 3, which isn't all that resource intensive. It's literally 24 planks, right? I think that's proper math. So make that hopper that I need and a composter. So I got everything I need to build this now. Very simple, not all that expensive. So place you here and, oh, I fell in. Place you here and last, place the chest. But considering that this is a 3 block wide, it would not look great if I had a double chest with a horizontal double chest, that is. However, I can make a sideways chest like this and I don't think it would look too bad. Well, I feel like I was very wrong about that, but if I'm right about this, organic matter, like plants, saplings, should filter directly into the composter, and I have to be the one to right click the composter to get the bone meal. Yep, see, it's semi-automatic, just gotta sit here and wait, and then right click. So this is working as intended. That's great. That is really fantastic. So all I need in here is a chest so I could store the bone meal in it. It's turning night again. By the way, I don't know how many nights I passed while I was waiting for everything to smelt. I think it was like 5 or 6 days. Who knows? I was sleeping every time it turned night. But if I come over here and place down my chest right here, this is where I'm going to store all the bone meal and stick you in there. Unlike my smeltery, this one doesn't need to be majority wood, so I could actually build as many pillars as I want. Well, wood pillars, that is. So that's exactly what I did. I added as many pillars as I wanted. Now all that's left is for me to strip them of their casing, like how one would do if they were splicing wires. I went ahead and connected each of the pillars with those side beams. The next step is to, first of all, I actually need to establish a doorway. So like that one, I am going to mimic its design, which looks like I just did to the best of my abilities. Boom. Doorway. Still doesn't actually need a door, so it's all good. Now the first band is going to be stone because I'm trying to match this building's aesthetic with the one that's directly across the street from it. So first band is stone. The next band is going to be deep slate. So place you here, 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 and here. And now the design is very similar. The third band is also going to be deep slate in there, and the final band before I add the roof is going to be smooth stone. I went ahead and added the ceiling with the third band to save on time because this video is getting longer than I expected it was going to from these small structures, and I've been playing Minecraft for even longer. And so next step is actually the final step, other than adding torches and pathing to these buildings or fixing the pathing. But the next step is to build a roof. Yes, I need to build a roof again, and I'm running short on stairs. Seriously. So it's time to turn more of my wood into them. By the way, I'm pretty sure these 44 logs I have in my inventory, yeah, they're the last bit of wood I have. I used the rest of it building or just burning it into charcoal, that kind of thing. Which, as you can see, I've already started putting to good use. These were both originally an entire stack, but now they're down by 19, I'd say, each. So I did use up quite a bit of my charcoal, but what I need to do here is build the roof. Yay, let's get this done. And the roof is done. What I need to do is put in the light. And then all I have to do is fix the paths with a shovel, which I don't have anymore. I wonder what happened to it. So let's just come in here and make a new shovel. I should have the copper for it. Definitely. And over here, 2 sticks and a copper. And boom, I got a shovel. So all I have to do is now connect this over to this path. I could also connect it to this one. And like that, my pathing is done. Right here, I need to reach into these stairs, replace that dirt with a plank, and replace these dirts with deep slate tiles. And everything is now truly finished. I accomplished both my goals I set out to do in this video, and that was build my smeltery, build my compost. I would say that's significant progress, automating these 2 things. I think my next automation project, who knows, might be to automate my farm so I don't have to do everything manually. All I'd have to do is replant the crops. So, with everything said and done, people, folks, lovely viewers, it is time for me to sleep and end things. I hope you all have a good day, night, evening, noon, dawn, or dusk, whatever time it may be for you, and I expect you to join me in my next video. After video mentions time. Okay, so this one, the person on this sign is going to be Dark's Auntie. I think that's what it is. And then November 5, 25 or 2025. This next one is Alien Boy 13 with the date November 8, 25. And that's all. Remember, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and comment to boost it in the algorithm. And if you vibe with my content and want to see more, subscribe.